Yeah, I do one and then I do the.
Can you hear me? Yes, I guess I can myself. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that will be good if you can answer the from there only. Yeah. I think we have, can you check if in Zoom we have video audio open?
Yeah.
I think we turn it off. Turn it on. Cannot see the, oops, that's not what I want. Where is the Zoom? That's the Zoom, right?
Yes.
Is it audio?
Yeah, when I'm on Zoom, your audio is.
Audio is on?
Yeah.
And video is on too? Okay.
Or, I mean, it's shared screen. Yeah, so it's not.
Okay.
any Camera recording.
So, so you can, see, listen both, right?
Yes.
Can you see that if we are changing, it's changing? Okay, good.
No, not yet.
Yeah. Shall we start?
If you want to get. 1 more minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's past 12, so maybe we'll just wait 1 or 2 more minutes. So any of you already teaching or do a TA-ship? Excellent, yes. And how many of you joined that CIRTL program or any of the courses from CIRTL? Oh, some of them are already excellent. Yeah, so this is mainly for new like graduate student and postdoc, and also some junior faculty, so who is focused on teaching, but this same program will help for other professional development also, even if you want to go to industry or other field. Just started. 1 more minute maybe. Authority to answer,
Not able, so you would have. Oh, yes. Yeah.
I can do have a link, I can maybe turn on, give you my computer. Yeah, it will go to the list. It's giving my account here.
They know, I mean, you can say if people have questions, even if they're live, then we can always.
Okay. Yeah, if you see the question, at least you can.
Now y'all are having your lunch right now, but can I just, you guys could let us know what, college you're a member of? That would be great. College of Science, COPA, education. Engineering. COPA. College you belong to? We engineering. You guys were able to find a room with all the music and.
I would put.
And if you guys haven't gotten lunch, feel free to have some pizza in the front as well as some drinks. This is the same.
Okay,
It's always. So that when people can.
so is it, we have to,
They can see just the slides.
Okay.
but this is
For
the
us.
main slide. We have to reduce it, I guess. Because this is the PowerPoint.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think there's a way to make this smaller, but then is there a minimize? I just can't read it.
Yeah, that's the problem. You can
Hi.
see from here to there.
Is that the one?
Loading, one below.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right. Good.
Okay, let's start. Thank you all for coming. So today we are going to start CIRTL information meeting, and welcome for CIRTL information meeting. So most of you already know about CIRTL, which is short form for Center for the Integration of Research, Teaching and Learning. So UTSA has joined CIRTL group recently in the month of May. We got accepted to join the group. This is a networking group among more than 45 universities nationwide, and also Canada, a couple of universities included here. So this is NSF, NSF not project, but few universities like 6 or 7 has initiated it, and then NSF supported the group, and then from there it started. The main goal of the CIRTL is to help undergraduate teaching, and how they are doing that by training our next generation teachers who are graduate student and postdocs, and also junior level faculties. So this initiation started with a couple of universities, and now it is almost 45 institute nationwide who are joined this group. And from Texas, I can say Texas A&M is one of the founder, and for UT Arlington, UTSA, and I think UT Austin are there in that group. So you can see it's nationwide, and Canada, I think Toronto University is also one of the member. So to give you all just a background, what is CIRTL mainly is it's founded in 2003 with 7, I guess, main institute: Harvard, Michigan, Texas A&M, Colorado Boulder, University of Wisconsin Medicine, and University of Vanderbilt. And now we almost 45 institute. This year UTSA applied at the beginning of the year. And just like any other research project, how we apply, we have to apply and tell them that why and how our graduate student get benefit from that, and then how we can help the networking group, because it's a networking, so every university has to give back something on that network. And we got accepted, and this is our first semester we are starting. The CIRTL, mainly their long-term goal is to improve in STEM undergraduate education. And as I said, that their main way, their strategic plan is to develop a STEM faculty by preparing graduate and postdoctoral fellows in teaching and learning. Though it started with STEM, but now several other non-STEM disciplines also get involved and is growing, because teaching baseline is same for every discipline. So their mission, again, enhance the excellence in undergraduate education by developing a national faculty committed to implementing and advancing effective teaching practices for diverse learners as part of successful and varied professional career. So three core ideas CIRTL implement, and all the networking universities, they generally focus on these three ideas, and then they develop their own programs. So one of these is teaching as research, which is very interesting one for graduate student, because there they develop a teaching method and implement it just like their research project. So they will implement their research teaching method in undergrad class and see how beneficial that teaching method is for undergrad student. Just an example is like one of the student in Texas A&M, he did a 3D model of teaching, 3D method, and he got the first prize for that. And CIRTL also gave $1,000 for this project work for graduate student mainly. And then learning community, which we are, then there you bring together all groups of people who are share learning, discovery, and generation of knowledge. And learning through diversity, which is another pillar for CIRTL core ideas, which capitalize on the rich array of experience, background, and skill among STEM undergrads and graduates through faculty to enhance all learning. Because it's not like when you will be faculty, you will be staying here, you might go to the another corner of the country. So you need to learn how to teach diverse background and diverse group of undergrad student. So why and how this cross network learning community benefits? So here 45 institute, and we can take courses from any of those who are opening their courses on the network. So CIRTL network mainly connect together all these research institute and who are using CIRTL ideas, and they share ideas among network universities, which also like if you want to grow in a specific area of your teaching, instead of we do alone by within UTSA, you can take advantage from other institute. Like some of you are already taking advantage of Cornell's 8 weeks program. Some of are taking advantage of Boston University's program. So that's the main advantage of CIRTL, because so many courses which we will be not able to do here, maybe in future we can do, but with networking courses, which they call MOOC, massive open networking courses, you can take advantage of those. And obviously shared learning network graduate student is they get prepared more for diverse teaching and research, which they might be encounter in their career in future. And again, for university's point of view, also, if you are together, shared action better position our universities for funding, collaboration, and also your program will be having a national impact. CIRTL give 3 different certification programs, and which if you get those certificate, those will be really valuable any corner of the nation you go. So how to join the CIRTL program? So in UTSA, as you just learned that we started it, and we have a group we are making a cohort group and we have a team group. Here are our QR code. You can join on that group. And we will be having a lot of courses, which we will be suggesting you from our own institute as well as from the networking group. So you can join any of those courses, National CIRTL Network 1 or UTSA 1, and you'll be in the CIRTL UTSA cohort. And we'll be having a monthly meeting in future. So many of you already started courses, so you can help each other to like which courses is beneficial for what like engineering group or science or other discipline. And please join that team group. You will get all the information there. So you can just go to the QR code and enter your name and picture, yeah.
Once you sign in, we'll also have your name and phone number.
Yeah.
We're gonna push them.
Yes, yeah, we can do that, yeah. And if you have a phone, just you can click the picture. Yeah, and then our future, we are just starting. So in future, we are going to develop our own CIRTL network. There you can all join, and we'll be doing a lot of other steps, step by steps, I'll say. So these are the CIRTL certification programs. So that will be helping you to learn teaching. Generally in graduate school or even postdocs, you do learn research, you do learn your courses, but very less opportunities for you to do really teaching, learning how to teach. So these are the three CIRTL prescribed certifications are. Associate is the basically basic one where you just learn the basic how to teach or just teaching philosophy, and you spend 20 to 25 hours of coursework and write a statement of teaching, or so many other mentorship program or professional development program we have. You can join those, and that will give you this associate level. And then practitioner level is mainly you can propose your teaching method as a TAR planning course and then implement it. And finally, also you can do several CIRTL learning community program, which is in CIRTL MOOC or other network. You can access those courses. And Scholar is the final certification where you can analyze and present your teaching as research result, and you can publish it. You also can submit a teaching statement, and we'll try to organize such a way that you can teach some undergrad class or grad class. So that will be your final to give you a full teaching experience. So this is a basic CIRTL network. Their website core programmings there, they will give you some like college classroom program, because so many of our graduate students who are doing TA-ship, they have a hands-on experience, but they don't have proper methodology of teaching. So that's are mainly for that will teach you how to teach in the undergrad class. Some of you already taking that introduction evidence-based STEM teaching program, and there are writing for teaching philosophy, and they do the courses like you can see all step by step, like every 3 months there are new courses come. So it's don't feel like if you miss this fall you will have it again. And then also we are implementing some of our UTSA's programs here, and a subject specific one, career specific one. There are some for postdocs also, and all these things, all these programs we have put in a framework so that we can explain you, give you a framework that these are the programs you can take. And my colleague, Dr. Katie McKenzie, she has nicely organized all those programs, and she is a STEM postdoc in the STEM area, and she does engineering. She does teach the engineering TA student, and she's designing some of coursework for them to how to learn teaching. She has an NSF project of her to teach the teachers. So here, Katie, you can, she will explain you rest of the courses. Thank you.
Great, thank you. All right, so in the next few slides, I'm going to cover what will qualify or be eligible for each level of CIRTL certification. And also what's on the slides is provided in this handout that I've printed. There are more copies at the front. Also is available digitally through our Teams channel. So lots of ways to get access to this information. We're also developing a website, but since this is new at UTSA, we're still in the development and kind of building up these resources for everyone. So the first level of CIRTL certification is what's called the associate level. And this is going to help give you a really solid foundation of teaching pedagogies, strategies to use in your classroom. And as we mentioned in the last two slides, it should be equivalent to about 20 to 25 hours of coursework or workshops. So you will either need to take several different workshops to meet this, or through CIRTL. And as we've mentioned, there are these things called MOOCs, or a massive open online course. For example, I think several people are already registered for this Introduction to Evidence-Based Undergrad STEM Teaching MOOC. And it is an 8-week course that started about 2 weeks ago. However, it's very self-paced. So over the course of 8 weeks, they release new content every week, and it's up to you, whenever you have the time, to go through those videos and interact in some discussion forums and gain the, content and material that way. There are several other options to meet this associate level certification. And these are kind of what we strongly recommend if you don't have a lot of formal teaching experience or a strong foundation, and just kind of want to get some of those basics before moving on to more specialized workshops. So, but really you can choose based on your own interests and experience. So if for some reason, you've missed or don't have the time this semester to complete this Intro to STEM Teaching MOOC, there are several others offered through CIRTL, and these are all part of the National CIRTL Network. So there will be participants from all over the country at all different types of universities taking these online courses and workshops. So if you're interested, in just a general college classroom workshop and course, there's that option. If you're more interested in teaching at a community college, they have opportunities for that. So again, this first table is just kind of, giving a more introductory level of knowledge and skill building. But there are many other options that can still count toward this associate level. For example, maybe you do already have some experience in teaching and pedagogy and methods, and maybe you want to take more specialized workshops, right? So there are many different courses already through the CIRTL network, teaching with transparency, supporting neurodivergent students, et cetera. And many of these courses, even though we're halfway through the semester, many of them, the registration is still open and the workshops will occur later this fall. In addition, just to give even more options, the UTSA offers many different teaching focused courses, and almost every college has their own type of teaching related course. And so you could, if you're a grad student, for example, you could take, if you're in the College of Engineering, there are engineering education courses where they focus on pedagogy and teaching methods, and some of, the theories of teaching. And, that's a semester long course, and that can definitely count toward this CIRTL associate level as well. And again, lots of different courses already offered at UTSA, offered at different points in the year, of course. So both, courses offered through CIRTL and courses offered at UTSA are all eligible. And then moving on to the second level of certification, it's the practitioner level. And this is where you're really going to start applying your knowledge and skills that you gained during the first level. And so during the practitioner phase, you will actually design and implement what's called a teaching as research project. And so you will, go through this process and different courses, which are still in the works because we're, just starting this program, but you will, think about your specific teaching situation or teaching context and develop a project. So for example, maybe you're interested in understanding students' learning and how your teaching, impacts their learning in some way. So you'll work with a mentor and be a part of our CIRTL community here to design that project, implement it, collect data on your students, and be able to analyze those findings to really understand the impact of your teaching. And then as the final level, it's called the scholar level. And this is where we want to encourage you to share your results from your teaching as research project and be able to disseminate those results to not only the UTSA community, but hopefully at a much broader scale as well. And, potentially publishing your results or presenting at a conference of some sort. And of course, we'll provide more guidance for all of these different certification levels as we move throughout the program. And we're here to support you, individually. If you have questions at any point, just feel free to reach out to us. And we're always looking for your feedback as well. So, if you really enjoy some of these courses and opportunities, please let us know. If you have suggestions for improvement at any point, also let us know. And I'm trying to think if I have anything else to point out. We are in the process of developing a way to track everyone's completion of different courses and workshops. And so we will send out a spreadsheet for now to start collecting that information from you. But eventually we will create a more streamlined system so that we can keep track of all of the workshops you've completed and when we can officially grant the certificates to each of you, because everyone will be at a slightly different point depending on how, the time that you can put into this and all of that. And if you have any questions at any point about what can count toward each of these levels, also just feel free to reach out to us. But I'll turn it over to Althea now. She's a research faculty here at UTSA, and she'll talk about some other opportunities.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate your time today. And again, we are since this is a fairly new opportunity here at UTSA, we're always interested in hearing input, feedback, and perhaps any other opportunity that you may hear about in your department, because as mentioned before, I'm in the College of Science. And, I have a very finite amount of a point of view from the university. However, if you're from another college, you may have other opportunities that are available to you that you'd like to share or perhaps participate in. And eventually the goal is for faculty members for these courses to be considered as part of your actual teaching course. For postdocs, this is a great opportunity to go not only in your CV, but perhaps if you're considering doing a teaching to post or a postdoc to faculty, if this could be something that could be accredited through your college, that is something that we're, actively pursuing and talking to the university about opportunities. I did want to highlight some that are actively available to you. And if you're not familiar with them, just wanted to point them out. We do have other workshops and activities that can count towards CIRTL. That includes within the graduate school, we have mentoring and mentorship. This can also not only be provided by UTSA, you'll see UT Health Science Center also provides it. So in case you miss one of the timelines, you can always see what the other institution may have. We also have through the UT system, they actually have a teaching and well-being. This is a virtual mini course conference series that is actually held throughout the entire UT system. So we have institutions from UT Arlington, Austin, Galveston. They're all registered here, and they talk about how you can improve your students' well-being as well as yourself while you're teaching these courses, and keeping in mind like the diverse population that we have within our classrooms. And not only that, when you kind of hear each other's perspectives from individuals that have small courses where there's, 15 students in your class, or maybe in a graduate level where it's only 5, all the way to the people that have the 300 course. And what are some of the challenges and perspectives that we can learn from one another so we can improve our teaching. We also have the forums offered by the UTSA Academic Affairs. So if you Google UTSA Academic Affairs, there's some really nice online virtual videos and webinars that have been set forth for the forums, and they basically cover a variety of discussions, including teaching on a virtual course, going from virtual to on in-person learning, as well as I believe there's one coming up fairly soon. I believe it's on the October 14th, but don't quote me on the date, but there is one this month coming up. And of course, we have the teaching assistantships. We are in the process of talking to some individuals that have set this forth for undergraduate courses called You Teach San Antonio. And so we're trying to see if that's something that we can implement through CIRTL. And of course, again, this is an open discussion. It's an introductory orientation. So we want to hear from you as what is some of the objectives and perhaps goals, tools that you may need in order to be successful. And again, feel free to contact us. We have our names listed there. If you look us up through your Outlook email, we should pop up, but it's basically our first name dot last name at utsa.edu. And we'll leave this open for discussion. Of course, there is pizza and drinks in the front if you guys want to grab some things while we discuss about that last sign up that we were discussing earlier. Just while we're getting some food, we'll pass that around. Any questions or comments that you'd like to have? Yes, ma'am.
I saw on there, most of the courses had STEM.
Mhm.
If, say, we are in the College of Education and Youth Development, and we're not planning on teaching a STEM field, would we teach those, or would we just find something else to do? Like,
So we'd like to have it as open as possible, in our opinion. So if you have any other preferences, as I mentioned, I come from the STEM field. So if you have courses that you actually would like to have be considered a certification, please let us know. We'd be actually very open to that, especially the more opportunities and more perspectives as we have, the better off we're training, because education is a major part of what we all do. So of course, if we learn from you, it would only enhance our teaching better. Any other question? I didn't know if not, please feel free to grab some pizza in the front. Oh, yes. So we wanted to mention that there is going to be a monthly meeting that we'd like to do. Perhaps we know that most faculty members teach primarily Tuesday, Thursdays is the busiest days at UTSA, but I wasn't sure if Wednesdays, the second Wednesday of the month, if you guys would like to meet once a month for perhaps an hour just to discuss and maybe give feedback and input of the courses that you've taken, courses that you'd like to see implemented for CIRTL. Just wanted to be just a very broadly share of hands if Wednesday in the afternoon would work for everybody. For now, we will be sending out, of course, a noodle poll just to say, or doodle poll to see what hours would be best, but just to kind of keep that in your mind. So if you see those emails coming up, and we'll be asking Tim, who's been very kind when you signed up, for your names. So you might see an email coming from us in regards to signing you up for this doodle poll. And then anything else that we wanted to cover? I think that's. Oh, yes, of course. Of course.
Was it I think it was the MOOC, the introduction to STEM or whatever course that has already been going on for a couple of weeks, right? I'm in history, so I'm Colfa. I was like the unicorn in the room.
That's all good.
But I will say that even though it had STEM in the name, it was like universal kind of teaching. And so it wasn't like really STEM. I mean, some parts of it too, maybe the participants, but the teaching methods weren't exclusively STEM. So in case that helps.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, I mean, it's still, they kind of like, we're shook that I was from history, but that was comforting to know. And then I had another question about what qualifies. So does like courses or seminars or workshops with academic innovation count under this as well? Is that under the canopy of academic affairs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if it is related to the teaching or any professional development, then definitely yes. And just to add up with your question, we are planning to get some of the faculties from your college. So maybe next one will be some basic courses from your side. And as Althea said, we really want your feedback and suggestions that what kind of courses you think will be good fit here, because we want for every discipline.
Yeah, and I think
Even though CIRTL, thank you. CIRTL originally started as being a very STEM focused program and network, but we realized that, the teaching mission behind CIRTL is really important for all disciplines. So we're really excited that people from all different departments and colleges here are interested. And we really appreciate having outside perspectives or non-STEM perspectives, because I think that, everyone can still learn from each other, even if you're in a different discipline. And because of the way that CIRTL is designed, you can kind of tailor it to your own interests, right? So we're happy to work with you if you have questions on different options and opportunities.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how many hours for each workshop?
Yes. Right. So if you look at the level 1, for example, the intro to evidence-based undergrad STEM teaching MOOC that's underway right now. And for every course that CIRTL offers, they give an estimate on how long. So this first MOOC is estimated about 3 to 4 hours per week for the 8-week course. So that would actually count, for the full 20 to 25 hours for level 1. But there are individual workshops that you can sign up for as well. And those usually range from like an hour-and-a-half workshop to like 2 different sessions that you log on for an hour or 2 at a time.
And I do want to point out that most of these courses are somewhat interactive, but they are going to be self-paced, but there's going to be some sort of quiz or basically just trying to do the learning retention and evaluation on once you take the test. But most of them are very nice because they are, some of them are self-paced and then some of them are interactive. So you can meet other faculty members or even colleagues that are taking this course. So you can discuss what are some of your challenges there too.
Yeah, and related to that, there was a question at Zoom, Natalie, I guess. She was asking the similar thing, how many courses we have to take. So I assume from one course, even if you take that one, it will cover your 20-25 hours. And if you are interested, you are welcome to take as many you want. But yes, just for basic 20 hours, you can just one course will be okay to take. And that's what I think our monthly meeting will help. Once we meet together and we can see, because couple of us are already taking that course and others, if you are joining now, so they can guide you or we can discuss with each other how it is going and what else you think you should take. And as some of are already ahead, so they will be very good guide for you. So monthly meeting will help you more.
All right. Well, guys, since we're kind of in a slow mode, feel free to grab some pizza in the front and then we will be passing around a little sheet, right? So I don't know if you wanted to introduce the name of the course or at that point.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
I think what I'll actually do, this spreadsheet that I've printed out is actually going to be available online through our Teams channel. And so this is initially how we're going to start keeping track of courses and workshops that you've signed up for and completed. But as we mentioned before, we're going to try and streamline that process and have it be a little bit more user friendly for everyone. But it's just important that you are added to our Teams channel. So maybe we can put up the QR code again, or just email one of us and we can manually add you to Teams. But that's going to be our primary way of distributing this information for now until we, build a website and all of that.
Yeah, I think it might be easier in the future.
Yeah.
Set up an email.
Yes, and we'll also set up an email group, so you won't miss our updates. Thank you, everyone.
I think
Since you came in, you talked to Tim, right? Yeah. So Tim is the one that did all that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm actually Amy, also the director of Makerspace. Over at, wanted to class. Were you?
So